Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. And True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Alan Treadwell. On this episode, we start in Wyoming on a beautiful lakeside mountain getaway with endless recreational opportunities before heading to South Dakota to check out a property with premier hunting and excellent crop ground. And then it's off to Idaho to check out a stunning equestrian estate on the outskirts of Caldwell. And finally, we wind up in Montana on an exclusive retreat with spectacular views, privacy, and remarkable craftsmanship. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed on HaydenOutdoors.com. Now let's head to Missouri, where I had the opportunity to visit a family-run operation and learn all about their native seeds.
This will be like one individual lot from probably some out of town harvest here where we went on, somebody else harvested this and we're drying it on tarps. And then we'll take it to the barn and process it. Looks like foul manna grass.
Is the seeds actually the little bitty?
That'll be the seed in there, yeah. And we'll then take it in the barn once it's dry and we'll run it through machines and process that down and the sellable seed.
Out in the beautiful rolling hills of the Ozarks in southern Missouri lies a family-run seed company, and their passion is native plants and restoring ecosystems back to their origins, and in turn, reestablishing a landscape that is overall more beneficial for wildlife, livestock, and the landowner. And I was excited to meet up with Colt Hamilton and his sister Elizabeth to hear more about their family operation.
So here at Hamilton Native Outpost property, we do the seed production, but we also graze cattle to do research and figure things out for the customers that call.
We have a really varied group of customers. We have everything from the guy that wants a native warm season grass pasture for his cattle to the person that thinks wildflowers look pretty and they want them behind their house. And then there's also the people that are interested in restoration. So they just want to restore the prairie, the glade, the woodland, because that is what historically would have been here.
The big benefit to me is it's like everything you could want for the whole landscape, as far as the health of the landscape, as far as your creeks, as far as your water infiltrating in the soil, your soil health, your wildlife, whether that be butterflies, whether that's deer, turkey, or if you're just simply wanting to produce forage for cattle, it's all there together. You don't have to have your livestock over here and your wildlife over here and your pollinators over here. It's all can be intermingled into what was originally here at one time. We're drying seed out here. You can dry things with fans, but boy, there's nothing like sunshine and just
Mother Nature.
Good dry weather. So we take advantage of what we can. The seed in here that we're after is tall nutgrass. Just these little white balls you see look like little styrofoam balls.
This is the seed then, the little white seed?
Yep.
Is it a couple of days of drying?
Yeah, with the weather we've been having where it's so hot and dry, yeah we can dry it a couple of days. Well, they'll take it in, we'll put it on a forced air system, to finish drying it, because your seeds won't be dry inside. They got to mature and dry down yet. Inside the barn where we do our large scale drying, and we actually dry inside our cleaning barn. So as we dry it, we can just process it through the seed cleaning equipment. So this is our seed drying and storing facility, and then it's also, we'll take it out of the bins that are here and we'll put it into the cleaning system.
So this is the last step before it becomes a seed, huh?
Last step before it moves over to the barn in a bag ready to sell.
So there's certain species that are native to every region of the United States. Missouri is in a pretty high rainfall zone here in the US. We're in the tallgrass prairie region. So if you call the office here, it is really, we start feeling out what are your goals? Are you doing this for forage? Are you doing it for wildlife? And then what are your soils like? Because it's very important to get the right plant in the right place.
This is a larger lot of seed. This is tick seed coreopsis.
It's like I can't even really pick out the seed, and you showed me what the seed looked like. There's one. So this is a plant that you guys will do a, what do you call it, a monoculture on, have one field with just this in it that you can...
Yep. And this all started with some hand-picked stuff off some roadsides is where they collected their first tick seed and started planting it.
There's quite a process when we find the plant, identify it, say, that is something that could really fit well in a wet site. Then we start learning more about it. We usually start by harvesting it by hand. So we get our pocket knife out, you have a sack attached to your belt, and you walk through the field and you harvest them. Maybe, just a couple handfuls. We then plant that on an area, and then we can propagate that from there until we've got tens of acres or whatever size patch we want of that species.
It's quite a facility you have here. I mean, it's just down to obviously talking to you and Elizabeth, it's a science, but you guys do have it down to a science.
We get surprised every now and then, but we try to keep it that way.
Let's go look at some of the stuff growing. I know you got some fields you're wanting to show us?
Yeah. Let's go look.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Outdoor Lending offers a consultative approach to farm and recreational land lending. With relationships in mind, Outdoor Lending's concierge service matches the lender with the appropriate lending partner. Outdoor Lending, where we find you the best loan for your land. Learn more at outdoorlending.com. Goodland, Kansas, 1976 is where it all began for Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Over 200 brokers and agents from coast to coast. We're still going strong. If you want to sell your farm, ranch, hunting property, needing a land valuation, or in the position to purchase your next property, give our team a call at 866-741-8323. That's 866-741-8323. Or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. Hayden Outdoors is the brand that sells the land. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build.
Now let's head to Albany County, Wyoming to check out a property agent Duncan Clark has listed, Lumen Creek Ranch.
The Lumen Creek Ranch is a well-kept hideout tucked in the Laramie Range just west of Wheatland, Wyoming. This amazing property boasts 160 deeded acres with 2 live creeks, 2 excellent log cabins, and abundant wildlife. The main cabin consists of 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom and 1,100 square feet of living space, complemented by a large porch overlooking Lumen Creek. Additionally, there are several outbuildings in excellent shape. The ranch sits in Game Management Unit 7 and qualifies for landowner tax for elk and deer, while offering bear, turkey, and small game. The ranch offers excellent water with vegetation consisting of ponderosa and lodgepole pines, stands of aspen, and cottonwoods and willows along the water's edge. There is no shortage of recreational opportunities available on the Lumen Creek Ranch with endless year-round activities.
Now let's head to Brule County, South Dakota to check out a property agent Jeff Garrett has listed, Bird Island Ranch.
The Bird Island Ranch, located less than 5 miles from Chamberlain, South Dakota, is 1,719 acres on the banks of the Missouri River. The property consists of approximately 338 acres of cropland and 80 acres of hayland flanked by broad tree-lined river breaks and an income-generating gravel pit. The ranch offers premier pheasant hunting, herds of white-tailed deer and mule deer, migratory and resident waterfowl, flocks of turkey, and excellent fishing on the Missouri River. From the Missouri River and Peterson Creek to numerous ponds, springs, and wells, the ranch holds excellent water for stock and wildlife. The land varies from cedar-lined river breaks and high meadows to tree-lined cropland with sweeping views of the river below.
And finally, we're in Canyon County, Idaho. To check out a property agent Austin Callison has listed, this is Pheasant Ridge Equestrian Estate.
Hey, I'm Austin Callison with Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Today we're out looking at our property that we call Pheasant Ridge. This is about a half hour outside of Boise, Idaho. And the best feature of this property is that it's fully fenced and irrigated with a turnkey operation for horses or cows or whatever animals this place is set up. There's multiple pens within the horse barn. The shop is 40 by 72. It's fully insulated and heated. The house is 3,600 square feet. It's got a main level master with a walkout basement that leads out to the pool. The house is nicely done. It's got granite hardwood floors. There's 2 fireplaces in there. It captures the views looking off to the northwest. It backs up to a large farm field, so you got ultimate privacy in the backyard. This property sits up on its own private hill, so you've got a paved driveway coming up to the property behind a locked gate. So for the person that's looking for privacy with a turnkey operation for horses or cows, somebody that wants to be able to raise their own beef or have horses, it's a turnkey operation. It's set up, a lot of thought went into building this property.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, field bags, knives, hats, and more from popular brands like Orvis, Otterbox, Hook, Cool, and Filson. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Ride for the brand. Resting in northeast Wyoming lies a cattle ranch that has hit the market for the first time in generations. The Old Sundance Road Ranch offers 15,534 deeded acres located just a few miles west of Sundance in the shadows of the beautiful Black Hills region. This classic western ranch provides owners with historic improvements including 3 farmhouses, barns, and cattle ranch buildings with excellent haying and grazing opportunities. Inyan-Cara Creek runs through the property and offers excellent water for livestock and wildlife alike. The property is well fenced and cross-fenced and has facilities for working cattle on site. Old Sundance offers excellent hunting for elk, both mule deer and white-tailed deer, turkeys, and small game. In addition, just 5 miles away lies Keyhole Reservoir that's known for amazing fishing and recreational opportunities. With great location, active cattle management, recreational opportunities, and beautiful views of ponderosa pine-covered hills, this multi-use ranch is second to none and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For a private tour of Old Sundance Road Ranch, contact Dax Hayden or Bill Vasick today or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land.
Now let's head to Ravalli County, Montana, where Mike Sedgwick has a property listed featuring a spectacular arrangement of water, views, craftsmanship, and privacy, all on productive acreage. This is Copper Caddis Retreat.
Hi, I'm Mike Sedgwick with Hayden Outdoors, and today we are at the Copper Caddis Retreat down here at Corvallis, Montana, about an hour south of Missoula. And we are at a beautiful place and property which sits on 36 acres.
On the west side of the property, there's 25 acres, and the top part is irrigated and has gravity irrigation, and it produces 55 tons of alfalfa hay. And then the lower part, we run cattle for about 3 months, and it supports about 15 pair for the 3 months.
We also have a trout pond. It's probably about 1/2 acre, maybe to 3/4 acre, mainly brook trout. Good-sized brook trout though, up to maybe a couple pounds. We also have 2 creeks on the property used for irrigation and stock water. So this property is well irrigated. You could grow just about anything you wanted to grow.
So tell me a little bit about this house. It's a 6-bedroom, 8.5 baths.
So we purchased this house semi-complete, and the flooring was actually already in. It's fairly unique, the green onyx, and then a large part of the house is also the cocobolo. The kitchen has Sub-Zero and Wolf appliances. We have several windows looking out over our pond. So when we're fixing dinner, it's pretty nice to be able to look out, see the trout jumping, and quite a few ducks and geese swimming on the pond.
Yeah, this home is really designed just for entertainment all the way through. I mean, you got decks and patios, and the kitchen is just a chef's dream. And you got the walkway over to the second part over there.
The largest floor that we completed after we purchased it was downstairs, and we did it with a little bit more of a Western look. There's stamped concrete on the floors down there, and we put a little bit more rustic kitchen in, which I really like. 6 fireplaces. There's 3 big stone fireplaces and a lava fireplace, and then on the other side there are 3 propane fireplaces.
So this is the master suite. This is a marble fireplace. This particular stone is called Michelangelo marble. See-through fireplace, and while you're laying in bed, you can see all the way through into the jacuzzi tub and in the bath area.
This property here just fits the Hayden model from top to bottom. It's got a well-constructed, beautiful home, and then it's coupled with the land and with the water and the alfalfa and the hay and the horses. And you guys sure have put a lot of heart and soul into this place, and it sure shows it. It's something that Hayden Outdoors is sure proud to have on our listing. So
yeah, thank you.
We thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
It's what we've been waiting for all year. All the preparation, the early mornings and late nights. Hot, cold, wet or windy, Mother Nature isn't doing anyone any favors. From the piney woods of the south to the old-growth hardwoods of the east, through the ocean of Midwestern prairies and down deep into the marsh, you simply won't find more effective hunting camo. Gear for hunters, by hunters. Gear that works just as hard as those wearing it. Learn more about the world's best-selling camo at truetimber.com.
Your work is your ethic. Your handshake is your bond. Your word will outlive you. There's only so much you can leave behind in this life. Make your land your legacy. Landowners nationwide trust Western Heritage with their land enhancement and development. No matter what the project is, Western Heritage will make sure your future is in good hands. Your own. At Hayden Outdoors, we truly value our team of professional land brokers and agents. They are knowledgeable individuals, share our love of the land, and are dedicated to excellent work ethics and attention to detail. We are currently seeking experienced land professionals from coast to coast to join the Hayden team. If you believe you're a good fit, please contact us at 866-741-8323. We look forward to hearing from you. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
What are we headed to check out, Cole?
Well, the first field we want to show you is diverse native for grazing that we put in, that we've been doing kind of a creek restoration on. And we're trying to vegetate the entire creek bed with nothing but forbs and native plants.
Basically to keep the bed from washing out and getting a wider creek bed?
Yep, and we think we can actually get those gravel bars that shift around and move with the floods, actually vegetate them, tie them down, and hold them to where we don't have this shifting system anymore that we can't vegetate.
Right, that's neat.
What we're going to show you here, this was a fescue field 6 years ago, called fescue. Monoculture type, well, it had some clovers and orchard grass in it. And we took that out and we put in our native plants for a diverse native for grazing. Been grazing this off and on over the last probably 4 years after we got it established. To give you an idea what it looked like, it had banks like this on both sides, some big sycamore trees, and we removed those sycamore trees, but we didn't kill the stumps, letting them sprout back. And that opened up the canopy enough that we could start getting vegetation to grow on the stream banks.
So I mean, just looking straight across this little creek bank right here, you can see this erosion happening on the bank, and you can tell that it's being pushed back and pushed back every time high water comes down through here. Right. So by coming in and planting these and removing the trees, letting sunlight get down to the ground to be able to grow the grasses, to be able to have those big roots to hold the banks in place, right, trying to stop the erosion of these creek beds.
This is more what it looked like before. Up here we've got a lot better establishment of the natives starting to fill this, narrow this back in.
There are so many benefits to restoring landscape back to its native state. From managing a creek bed where you can see the difference in how the width of the creek is narrowed, to all the hardy forage around for livestock. Colt and Elizabeth aren't just harvesting and selling seeds. They're constantly putting these practices into place to try to learn and evolve, and in turn, provide more knowledge and a better product to the customer.
And this is just a fescue field that we switched over, and it goes from here to the top of the hill. We're now just grazing this with livestock. It's not for seed production. It's just, we want when our customers call and they've got questions, we not only want to have answers, we want to have the right answers. So we do a lot of experimenting and a lot of, well, we can recommend you don't do that or do this type things. Yeah. To me, that's what I love to do here, is use plants to solve people's problems or solutions for whatever they're wanting to do, whatever their goal is or practice is. And that out there, you know, at the forage quantity we was talking about, double the production. And this particular patch has not been grazed this year. It doesn't look like your average fescue field. And a lot of the cool season, the brown material you see in here is the cool season, would have been green just a few months ago. It's now going reproductive, making seed going down. Your big native warm seasons are coming on, getting ready to really grow.
So from the standpoint of the wildlife, we're providing the habitat. From the standpoint of the livestock, we're providing year-round forage if we do a diverse native grassland, and it's high quality forage.
If you take even a single species crop and you graze it some, you will change when the different plants are maturing in that crop. You start taking 30, 40 species, putting them together, add in that grazing, it's really a random smorgasbord all year long of different things.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible. You think about, I mean, you know, God had an incredible plan whenever He put this place together, and then we came in and thought we had a little better idea on how to do a few things, and starting to learn now that maybe we didn't have quite as good ideas as we thought we did, right?
But we brought a lot of what we knew how to manage with us, and then the system here isn't set up for those plants, and it starts to deteriorate with time.
Yeah.
And we really do see a design in nature. You know, when you start putting these plants back together, this plant does this plant does this plant provides for that wildlife, this plant, you know, does something totally different, and all of them together are what the design
There's
is.
no magic bullet.
Right.
It's just everything working together.
I kind of showed you here at this stream and out in this little field what we've been doing with the D&G. Let's go look at a savanna restoration we've done.
So that's where you've came in and timbered out, slick timbered out, and then come back in with your drone seeder and seed it on top of it. All right, let's go look at it. So at Hamilton Native Outpost, they've actually got a drone seeder that they utilize in scenarios such as select timber harvest, where they're trying to reestablish these savanna areas. And they can simply broadcast seed from overhead into some of the areas that would be really hard to get equipment into.
So 2 years ago, this was just been a dense canopy woodland, you know, like you think of woods just completely canopied over.
Right.
We brought some loggers in that do a style of logging where they'll cut a bunch of trees, drag them down together, and then limb them down here. Mm-hmm. And that gives us a lot of soil disturbance. So it just leaves the stumps up there and not a lot of leaves and limbs. But basically we told them just to remove anything that's markable, anything with value. And this is what they left behind, a lot of smaller trees. And then we flew over the top with the drone seeder and planted all of this to this mix of, a lot of what you see the heads of is wild rye. There's black-eyed Susan, there's your tick seed, And we'll be turning the cattle in, it's like 101 degrees today. We'll be turning the cattle in here pretty quick, and they'll have shade and water and grass.
And it's green as it can be.
Green as it can
And
be.
I was just getting ready to say, in the meantime, you talk about bedding area.
Yeah.
That was coming out of my mouth right now. I was like, you couldn't pick any better bedding for deer than side of the hillside right there.
That bedded right there by that puddle of water in the creek. Yeah. Speaking of wildlife and the deer, there's another big grazer I want to show you. Some bison.
Native to Missouri.
Native to Missouri, yeah.
Let's go look at them.
All right.
It's not every day you get a chance to see an animal like the American bison grazing on the same ground as its ancestors did hundreds of years before on native prairie grass like Big Blue Stem. It was so fascinating to be able to get out there and have Colt and Elizabeth give me the tour and lay eyes on the results of these native landscape transformations and see firsthand the benefits of bringing the land back around to the way that it was designed.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at HaydenOutdoors.com.